this fight, all thanks to building industry training, we are in the super middleweight division. First of all, fighting out of our blue corner, this man weighed in at 88.1 kilos. 4 fights for 2 victories. He trains under Kyle Noak at Noak's Martial Arts. Fighting out of the Sunshine Coast, please welcome John Martin Fraser. Fighting out of our red corner, weighing in at 88.5 kilos with a professional record of 15 fights for 10 victories. Training under Jared Flink and Brenton Mumford, he fights out of Team Lead. Hailing from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, the Professor Daniel Jacare Almeida.
Our co-main event this evening, ladies and gentlemen, Eternal 46 from the Southport Shark Sports Club. Daniel Almeida versus John Fraser. Tanera Nathan cage side with Jake Anderson.
3 5-minute rounds, Phil Cassidy, the referee.
Phil Cassidy says round 1, and here we go.
Such a mix of styles, not just grappler versus striker here, just the pace that both men fight at. Almeida very, very laid back, very chill, even when he gets people down on the ground. And Fraser is dynamic. And he blasts people with his blitzes when he comes forward. Much like that, when he starts getting into a rhythm, when he gets someone hurt, he goes into a fury of flurries. He tries to get them out of the cage as soon as he can. Almeida unfazed by some of these fancy kicks.
And John Fraser has fought the likes of Carlos Yulberg. He's been in there with the best of them. And let me tell you, Jacare, not short of experience himself. Notable wins. Last notable win on Eternal MMA over Jeff King via submission. He'll be looking to do that tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
John Martin, heavy leg kick there.
Jeff King is an absolute beast of a human as well. So to get that man to tap and say uncle, no small feat.
No small feat at all, Jack. Head kick there, but and look at the way he snaps those kicks up. John Fraser. Yeah. A consummate professional in his own right.
He might be going to the well just a few too many times, though. Almeida's starting to pick up on it.
Well, let me tell you.
Whoa, big right hand just misses.
Not phased as Jacare.
Not at all. Not at all. Nothing new. He plods along. He's like a tank. Fraser shifting left and right. Big left hand, but Almeida says no mas.
Jacare just waiting for the right time. Waiting.
Measuring, isn't he?
Definition of Jacare in English is alligator.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you get between his jaws,
it's over.
Oof.
Can he do that here tonight, or will John Fraser be too tricky as he leads with a lead right hook? Lands just behind the ear of Jacare.
Very, very interesting fact about the sprightly young man that we're seeing in front of us, John Fraser. He used to be 120 kilos. And he now fights in the middleweight division. This fight, of course, being in the super middleweight, 88 kilograms.
But look how active John Fraser is, and that's
Absolutely.
what I like, is he is not phased.
He used to be a big boy.
Absolutely, he is not phased at all.
Congratulations to him.
Not phased at all by the experience, by the aura, by the energy that Daniel Almeida brings to the arena.
Yeah.
He says, I'm here to fight. This match is 50-50. Let's do it.
That's absolutely right. And his hands, like we said before, the great equalizer.
That one may have hurt Jacare as he bounces around and he goes high. Very, very crisp as John Fraser here tonight.
At what point do we see some activity out of Almeida, though? He's almost getting too complacent.
Well, let me tell you, he is still well and truly in this fight, Jake, as you well know. But the question does remain, will we see some action on behalf of the alligator?
Kyle Noak, the former UFC fighter Kyle Noak, in the corner of Mr. John Martin Fraser. Kyle Noak, no stranger to a black belt himself.
And you can see a bit of welting on the shoulder of Daniel Almeida. John Fraser, courtesy of his hard work. And there are bad intentions on the end of those punches, Jake.
Vicious. Those are fight enders. Scissor kick up the front.
Daniel Almeida very patient as we approach 1 minute 30 in the first round.
Those hooks. Almeida just looking away.
He's looking at the clock. He's seeing how much time he has, what does he need to do, how can he do it. Very calculated.
Yeah, if he's looking at when he should throw a punch or go for a takedown, it's a minute ago. Like to see some activity from him. He's giving this round away. That's exactly what's happening.
I'll tell you what, John Fraser far too crisp and clean and quick in his technique here tonight.
Changing levels is Fraser. Getting Almeida to think. I want to see the gator. I want to see the jaws. I want to see the jiu-jitsu. That's what we all love him for.
And that leg kick, I tell you, John Fraser, high, low, low, high.
He's giving Almeida almost too much to think about. It's not by choice necessarily that Almeida's a little bit more laid back in this fight. Fraser's doing a lot. He's changing stances constantly. He's going low with kicks. He's going high with kicks. He's throwing those lead hooks. And the lead keeps changing.
Well, I'll tell you what, there are bad intentions and a bit of venom in each and every
there
one
it
of those
is.
ones there. But look at that heavy sprawl from John Martin Fraser.
Straight back up is John Martin Fraser. Whoa.
And that may take a bit of wind out of the sails of Daniel Almeida. I tell you what, if this fight can't go to the ground, it looks to be a long night and a successful one for John Martin Fraser.
How was the urgency? That's almost a compliment to Daniel Almeida. The urgency of John Martin with a big hook.
Here comes John Fraser. Well done to both men as we come to the end of round number 1. Jake Anderson. Fantastic round for John Fraser.
Yeah. I think Almeida was trying to get a read on when to shoot in for a takedown without compromising himself, but just Fraser going low with kicks, going high with kicks. You can't drop your hand to try and dig in for a double leg in case a shin slaps you across the face. And I mean, you can't time it if he's constantly changing from orthodox to southpaw as well. Fantastic job from Fraser. He's got Almeida thinking.
Daniel Almeida receiving instruction from his corner, Brenton Mumford. Absolutely no slouch in the cage himself. Unlucky in his last fight against Dave Martinez for the lightweight title.
Yeah. Brenton Mumford, a perennial title challenger because he's just at that level. He's at the cusp, but just never quite been there. Yet. I'll add that.
Keyword,
I'll add that.
Yet. Round
Absolutely.
2 underway. Phil Cassidy signals the start of round number 2, and here we go. They touch gloves, and here we go. John Fraser versus Daniel Almeida. Look for Daniel to be far more active as he was in the first round.
Yeah, absolutely. He's already
Cut off the cage, Jack.
Yeah, he is. This is the tank. The fact that him walking towards John Fraser, and he lets him come back into the middle of the cage, but I don't really agree with, but the fact that Daniel Almeida is walking towards you is like a form of aggression because like this is a black belt who once he gets me down, I'm in a lot of trouble. When he walks in on me and encroaches on me, that's a threat of a takedown, and he should walk forward more, I think.
How's that axe kick from John Fraser? All right.
As Almeida walks forward, Fraser respects him and gives him ground.
There's that high left kick that Daniel Almeida won one of his fights via knockout via left kick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head kick. He's posted it many times on social media. Can he do the same here tonight?
We've all heard a lot about it. I think I got tagged in it 10 times. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I was genuinely worried for old mate who got locked out flat.
Well, let me tell you, he's looking to do the same against John Fraser, but John Fraser giving him nothing to work with so far.
Oh, knee stomp there. That might have bothered Almeida.
Look at that question mark kick. And
so athletic.
Again to the body, John Fraser.
You can see how much Fraser's really taking this fight seriously.
It's almost as if he's found the fountain of youth and he's on a renaissance. Welcome back to mixed martial arts, John Fraser.
Oh, that body shot.
Left to the body hurt Daniel Almeida. John Fraser.
Oh, Fraser got a little bit overzealous. There's the alligator's jaws, and they're wrapped around a leg.
This is where Jacare needs to be. John Fraser pounding away at the body. He looks for a double leg now.
Beautiful underhook from Fraser, and he turns. He needs to break, and he needs to get away if he wants to continue this fight. Especially if he wants to continue it in a fashion where he's winning.
That body shot hurt Daniel Almeida. Let me tell you, he goes to the body again. Daniel Almeida fires back, but he is still in trouble. John Fraser, you can see the fire in his eyes.
On a bunch of those strikes, we just got covered in sweat. Just the connection that Fraser's able to create.
And here comes John Fraser.
Almeida's battered.
He is in trouble.
Beautiful.
He's reaching now, Jake. He's landing. He lands a right hand.
Why not? Why not? He needs to do something. He's a fantastic fighter. He needs to fight.
He's covering up. John Fraser landing strikes at will. Daniel Almeida needs to fight to stay in this fight. Phil Cassidy watching very closely.
I mean, this is over. He's not moving. He's covering up. That's got to be at least 20
And
punches.
this fight is over. John Martin Fraser defeats Daniel Almeida. My goodness.
Amazing work from the Welshman. He was able to just shut down Daniel Almeida. Almeida never really looked like he was in the fight, and that is 100% to do with the fantastic work of John Fraser being able to shut him down. Like we said earlier, it was the footwork, it was the hooks, it was going low, it was going high. Almeida just wasn't able to get off. Fantastic job in shutting him down. And as we look at the finish, a few shots, get Almeida down. Almeida out of desperation, back against the cage, tries to throw back. Fraser just stalking him.
John Fraser.
Almeida drives in. And here we see the end. He must have eaten 20, 25 punches.
Well, Phil Cassidy's watching very closely. He's giving Daniel every chance in the book to get out of there.
He did.
And Daniel just says, I can't do much here, sir. Come and help me.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote. John Fraser, victorious here in the second round, defeats Daniel Almeida. Dave Ella has our official decision.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, no need to go to the judges' scorecards for this one. Our referee, Phil Cassidy, has stopped this fight at a time of 2 minutes and 51 seconds into round number 2. Your winner by TKO, the blue corner, John Martin Fraser.
John Fraser victorious here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Our co-main event did not disappoint. A huge congratulations to John Fraser. Commiserations to Daniel Almeida and the team from Byron Bay. Nonetheless, tonight belongs to John Fraser, who carries that Welsh flag with pride.
Yeah, massive feather in the cap of Mr. John Fraser, taking out the 16 now veteran and Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Daniel Almeida.